You teach others but deprive me. One day I told my master, you have been cheating me. When we are adequate ourselves but our ego is strong, we tend to blame others. He asked, what's the matter? I said, you think I'm still a child and you are withholding things from me? Tell me, what am I withholding? You are not showing me God. Perhaps you cannot, but can only teach me about God. If that is the limit of your powers, then you should be honest. He answered, I will show you God tomorrow morning. I asked really. He replied, most certainly. Are you prepared? I used to meditate regularly before going to bed, but that night I could not. I was sure that in the morning I would get to see God, so that was the point of meditating. I was so restless and excited. I did not sleep the whole night. Early in the morning, I went to my master. I did not even bath. I thought, when my master is showing me God, why take time for bath? I just slapped my face, patted down my hair, and presented myself to me. He said, take your seat. I thought, now he's going to show me God. I was seldom humble, but I became extraordinarily humble that morning. I bowed before him many times. He looked at me and said, what has happened to you? What is this funny business? Why are you abnormally emotional? I said, did you forget? You promised that you would show me God. He said, okay, let me know what type of God you are prepared to see. I said, sir, are there many types? He asked. What is your concept and definition of God? I will show you God exactly according to your conviction and definition. Everyone wants to see God without having any firm conviction of God in their minds and hearts. If you are searching and are not firm and sure regarding the object of your search, what will you find? If I tell you that whatsoever you see in God, you are not going to be satisfied. If I say God is within you, still you won't be satisfied. Suppose I show you God and you say, no, that's not God. What am I going to do then? So you tell me the way you think about God and I will produce that God for you. I told him, wait a moment, let me think. He said, God is not within the range of your thinking. Go back to your meditation seat and when you are ready, let me know. Come to see me anytime you want after you have decided that type of God you want to see. I don't lie. I will show you God. That is my duty to show you God. I tried my best to imagine that God would be like, but my imagination could not go beyond the human form. My mind ranged over the kingdom of plants, then the kingdom of animals, then human beings. So I imagined a wise and handsome man who was very strong and powerful, and I thought God must look like this. Then I realized that I was making a foolish demand. What could I experience when I didn't have clarity of mind? Finally, I went to my master and said, sir, show me that God who can free us of miseries and who can give us happiness. He said, that is a state of equilibrium and tranquility which you must cultivate for yourself. Without having clarity of mind, a mere desire to see God is just like groping in the dark. I found out that the human mind has its boundaries and can visualize only according to its limited resources. No human being can possibly explain what God is or conceive of God mentally. One can say God is truth, a fountain of love, absolute reality, or the one who manifested this universe, but these are all abstract ideas which do not satisfy the desire to see God. Then what is there to be seen? Those who believe God is a being can imagine and see a vision. But in reality, God cannot be seen through human eyes. God can only be realized by realizing the real self and then the self of all. So when a student has that attitude, I want to see God, my teacher is not showing me God, my teacher is not giving me what I want. He must finally realize that it is not a matter of the teacher's duty. Find out if you are making inappropriate demands and instead of demanding from the teacher, transform yourself from within. God is within you, and that which is within you is subject to self realization. No one can show God to anyone else. One has to independently realize his real self. Thereby realizes the self of all, which is called God. In the state of ignorance, the student thinks that God is a particular being and he wants to see that being exactly as he sees something in the external world. It never happens, but When he realizes that God is truth and practices truth in action and speech, then his ignorance about the nature of God disappears and self realization dawns.